When you start to take notes from a textbook, it's really quite a bit easier if you follow the structure that the authors put in place. After all, they had to have some kind of understanding of what they wanted to say and how different topics related to each other. So the textbooks are usually set up like this, where you have units, chapters, sections, topics, and then subtopics, where you would actually get quite a bit of the detail and the noteworthy part of it in this area. The unit, chapter, those are more of a general understanding of what's going on. It's in this area of the textbook that you're probably going to have your main idea or thesis or just a general topic of what the whole thing is about. And then you drill down farther and farther into the detail part that's found in the topics, the subtopics. If we were to formalize this organization, you would see that you could make an outline from this. The units take Roman numeral numbers to begin with. So if you have a Roman numeral 1, you'll need a Roman numeral 2. You can go on and have a third and a fourth and so forth, but not any single part of a formal outline stands alone. So 1 has to have a 2. Whereas we go into the chapters, we would have a capital. You would have capital letters. In this case, I'm doing capital A because I have 2. So I would also have to have a second chapter in this unit. The sections are going to go back to the numbering. So we would have numbers, letters, and so forth. But this time we're going to switch from Roman numerals to Arabic numbers. So we have a 1 and a 2 this time. So here's our 1 for this section and 2. You see this is all underneath the 2 sections are underneath this particular chapter. If we got into this chapter, then we would repeat this under the second chapter. And the unit would be a repetition of all of this then under the second unit. So we went from Roman numerals to letters, to capital letters, to Arabic numerals. Now our topics would be a lowercase a, and I have 2 topics, so it's going to be a lowercase b. And the subtopics in this would be quite a bit of detail now. So we're going to go back to Roman numerals, but this time we'll do a lowercase Roman numeral. So we're going to take this capital I and make it a lowercase. So here's a lowercase I and for 1, and this is how we would say 2. And then, of course, this topic would have to have at least 2 subtopics to it. So this would be a 1 and a 2. You'll be able to see the most general parts of the outline even in the table of contents. If you open that, you'll probably see the units and the chapters at least with the designated page numbers where they start. But after you actually get to the chapter that you're going to have to do the reading on, you'll be able to look at the format, the way that the page is laid out in the textbook, and see unit, chapter, and then the sections with topics and subtopics. The ones that have the capital letters or the 2 Roman numerals or the 2 lowercase letters, the 2 Arabic numbers, basically is saying that the units are of equal importance to each other. The capital letters are of equal importance when it's under the unit title. The sections, the 2 sections, have to do with this chapter. The 2 topics have to do with this particular section. The 2 subtopics relate back to that topic. these two subtopics relate back to this topic. So your delineation is unit gets all of everything that's underneath it. The chapter is only until we get to the second chapter that's in the textbook. So everything that comes in this area is underneath that chapter. But if you go even to a smaller delineation into the sections, this portion right here belongs with this section. This would be repeated. I'd have to, push this down. This would be repeated under that section as well. And there might be more than just two, but there has to be at least two. If you have a 1, you need at least a 2.